Welcome to all our physics class. I hope you all are safely at home. Okay, our first lesson is force in fluids. In ninth standard, first lesson is force in fluid. You all studied in 8th standard physics, chemistry, biology in same one textbook dividing now. But in this year that separate textbook have physics, chemistry, biology separately textbook have. In first lesson is force in fluids. See there, I will show one picture. See that picture. Which all picture you are observing there? One is ship floating in a ocean water. Another blade floating in the water. Is that both also floating? Is it same reason? About that briefly we are studying in this chapter. You are studied in 8th standard. The reason is density. Any object floating means that reason is a density. What is density? Density means mass divided by volume. Density means mass divided by volume. Okay, the unit of density is kg per meter cube. This is the unit of density. See, you should take one empty bottle with the tightly closed empty bottle and another one bucket filled with the 75% of water. You should put that bottle inside the bucket. So what happened? That floating the surface of water, no? That bottle floating on the surface of water. So then what should do? You should in your hand, you should put immersed into downward direction. Immerse that bottle in downward direction. Okay. So what happened there? You immersing means that comes down, no? So that again immersing, no? You slowly remove your hand only. So what happened? That bottle comes up, no there. Why that bottle comes up? What is the reason is there? So there one force is applying. Which force? That one water applies an upward force. So what happened? That bottle comes up. The force is the water applying force, no? That force is greater than the weight of the bottle. Okay. Next, you should see generally we are any object lifting within water. Lifting within water means that easily can we lift, no? But compared to in air, it is very tough, no? We can lifting. So we want to apply force there. But in water, we can easily lift that object. So general one example is there. You're drawing water from the well. So you're drawing time from till the surface of water, we can easily draw, no? Afterwards there are water is there? No, air, no. We want to apply that force. So there in water we can easily draw water. When the bucket inside the water means we can easily draw. Afterwards we can tough to that drawing. What is the reason is there? In object that bucket inside the water means that easily comes up because there one force applying, upward force is applying, so we can easily draw water. So in that, what is the force? Which force is applying there? That force is called buoyancy. That force is called buoyancy. Next, we are applying there one buoyancy force, no? For in fluids applying that buoyancy force. Fluids means what? Generally liquids and gases we are calling fluids. Okay, liquids and gases generally we are calling fluids. Next, there are two forces applying. One is what we applying force, another one the water applies upward force. One is the weight of the body applies force downward direction. Why all objects are applying force downward? Because due to gravitational force, no? So there the weight of the body in the downward direction, and another force which is there, another force is there upward direction. Which force? That force is buoyancy. Then what is buoyancy? Buoyancy means any object completely or partially immersed in a fluid. Completely or partially immersed in a fluid exert an upward force there. This any object means that a fluid that applies an upward force, that is called buoyancy. Buoyancy means any body completely or partially immersed in a fluid. The fluid applies an upward force, that is called the buoyancy. Okay, understood now buoyancy means? Then in generally your day-to-day life, what all your experience about buoyancy? Which all experience? One is a hydrogen filled balloon rising up now. Hydrogen filled balloon, what happened? That rising up now. Similarly, another example, water bubbles formation in a water bubbles formation in a water no. So that is example for a day-to-day life experiencing buoyancy. Next, how to measure the buoyancy? For that, see that video.
Buoyant force. What is buoyant force? Let us understand the meaning of the term buoyant force by performing simple experiments. Push a cork down into water taken in a trough. What do you observe? The cork rises up and comes up to the surface as soon as we release it. Now to keep it beneath the surface of water, we have to exert a downward force. This means that the cork is experiencing an upward force. The upward force is due to the force exerted by the water. The downward force which we exert counters the upward force. This shows that when a body is partly or wholly immersed in a fluid, the fluid exerts an upward force on the body. The upward force experienced by a body when partially or wholly immersed in a fluid is called upthrust or buoyant force. The phenomenon responsible for this upthrust is called buoyancy. Let us perform a simple experiment to prove this. Suspend a body from the hook of a spring balance. Observe the reading. Now slowly immerse the object into a trough containing water. What do you observe? We observe that the spring balance is indicating a less weight as compared to the initial reading. Now slowly remove the object from the trough. We observe that the spring balance reading is slowly increasing. This shows that any object partially or wholly immersed in water or any fluid experiences an upward force called buoyant force, and this force is responsible for the apparent loss of weight of the body immersed in it.
You are observed now that video. What is the wording? That man measuring the weight of the stone by using which one? Spring balance. So in spring balance calibrated in a Newton. Spring balance calibrated in a Newton. Weight there calibrated in Newton. Then here they are measuring there now the weight in air and weight in water. Weight of the stone in air, then weight of the stone in air they measuring them. Similarly, we should do here one experiment. Okay, that first you should take same size two object. One is stone, another one is metal piece. One is stone, another one is metal stone. Okay, so what should do? You should first using spring balance, you should measure the weight of stone in air. So there that experiment they are done. So how much they got weight in air, that stone 20 Newton, no? The weight is stone they got 20 Newton. Then same object, that stone, you should measure in a water. You should measure that weight in water. So then generally they are getting how much? Their experiment done, no? They are getting 15 Newton. Okay, 15 Newton. Then you should calculate the loss of weight. Loss of weight means what should do? You should subtract the weight of air subtracted by weight in air. So how much getting? 20 minus 15 means 5 Newton. Okay, this loss of weight we are also calling buoyancy. Okay, understood? No, loss of weight we also call buoyancy. Next, we should take one metal piece. That measuring, that time we got general one weight I writing here 30 Newton. 30 Newton. So weight in water. First I show weight in air. Then you should see we should see the weight in water. How much here? 25 Newton got. So what is the loss of weight? Loss of weight there 5 Newton. The loss of weight is called the buoyancy. Understood now? Here we measuring the weight in air, then measuring weight in that object in a water. So here buoyancy we are getting here. How much? 5 Newton got. So here understood you. One object, two different objects, same size object, you immersed in water means you are getting here buoyancy. Next we are studying about what all factors influencing in the buoyancy. What all factors that influencing in a buoyancy. There, for that we explaining before, we should see that one video.
And pushes the object upwards. But do all liquids exert the same amount of buoyant force? Will the weight of an object be the same in water and oil? Let us find out. We will need spring balance, beaker of water, beaker of oil, and a lemon tied to a thread. We will first weigh this lemon in the spring balance. It weighs 47 grams. Now we will immerse the lemon in water. The weight in water is 1 gram. Now take the lemon out and dry it completely. Immerse it in oil and note down the weight. It is 5 grams. The weight of the lemon is less in the two liquids as compared to air because of upthrust. But why is there a difference in the weight in the two liquids? Why is the weight in water less than in oil? The answer is density. The buoyant force or upthrust depends on the density of the fluid. The density of oil is less than that of water. Density is the mass per unit volume of an object. From this experiment, it is clear that oil with less density exerts less buoyant force or upthrust as compared to water with higher density. So denser the liquid, greater is the upthrust. Take an egg.
Measuring the weight of same object in different liquid, no? One is water is there, another one oil is there. So they using spring balance and they are measuring, no? So they got their different loss of weight. No, loss of weight means buoyancy. There are different got no. Same manner here also we should do one experiment. There is 3 liquid we should take. One is kerosene oil, another one saline water, another one water. 3 liquids we should take. First, this one we should take here, saline water. Saline water means salt water. Saline water. So another one you should take water. Another one beaker we should take water. Then another beaker we should take kerosene. Okay, here we should take kerosene. So you should measure one stone measurement, one stone hanging to spring balance, and measure in these 3 liquids. This is filled with the liquids now. You should measure the weight. First, before that, you should measure the weight of that stone in air. So general weight I am writing. Weight in air how much got? 10 Newton. Weight in air 10 Newton. Okay. Then these different liquids is there now. You should measure that stone in these different liquids. First you should measure saline water, then water, then kerosene. These 3 liquids density is same? No, these 3 liquids density is different. So we can write the density of saline water how much? 1025 kg per meter cube. The density of water, saline water. Then water 1000 kg per meter cube. Water 1000 kg per meter cube. Then kerosene. Kerosene is 810 kg per meter cube. Okay, there are 3 different liquid is there. So different density is there. So then you should measure the weight in saline water. So you getting there 5 Newton. Okay, 5 Newton. Then same manner that stone measure in water. So that time you getting there 6 Newton. Okay. Then we should measure the weight in kerosene. So that time you 7 Newton got. Then you should calculate the buoyancy. Buoyancy, how you calculating? Weight of the object in air subtracted by weight in the liquid. Here loss of weight of stone or buoyancy. How you measure? 10 minus 5 you know. So 10 minus 5 how much you got? Here 5 Newton. Similarly water 10 minus 6. 10 minus 6 how much got there? 4 Newton. So next 10 minus 7. 10 minus 7 means 3 Newton got. So here what happened? The buoyancy of 3 liquid is same? No, the buoyancy is 3 liquids also different. The buoyancy saline water is 5 Newton, highest no. The lowest which one have? Kerosene have lowest buoyancy. How much? 3 Newton is there. Then what is the relation between buoyancy and the density of a liquid? See there, which one have highest density? Saline water have highest density, no? The which one have their buoyancy highest? Saline water only. So which one lowest here? Kerosene is lowest density. So its buoyancy also lowest. So what is the relation between density and buoyancy? So that both also directly proportional, no? If buoyancy increases means density also increases. That both also increasing each other. For that we can explain that the density and the buoyancy are directly proportional to each other, no? So for one example, see, when a ship comes from ocean to fresh water, this ocean water is there, here fresh. When ship enters from ocean water to fresh water, is their ship comes down or rise up? First, the ship is in a ocean. The way density of ocean means that salt water is there. The density of that salt water is highest, but the density of water is lowest, no? So density of that saline water is more means ocean water more means their upward force is more, no? So what happened? The ship is comes up. Similarly, when enters to here that ship, what happened? The density is low, so their applying force, buoyancy force is less. So what happened? That ship comes down. Understood, no? When the ship comes from ocean water to fresh water, the density of ocean water is high. So what happened there? Applying buoyancy force is high, so that ship comes up. When enters to the fresh water, the density is low, so ship comes down, the less force applying there. Okay students, next one experiment is there. You should take different two materials. One is copper block, another one is iron block. One is copper block, another one is iron block. Okay, then you should measure that weight in copper block and iron block. Then that is same weight both also, but size is different, volume is different, but both also same weight. So you should take two copper block. So that copper block weight is in a 10 Newton in a this one copper block, another one iron block. So both also 10 Newton weight in air. Okay, weight in air how much? 10 Newton. So then you should measure that in weight in water. Both blocks weight you should see in the water. One is your copper block getting weight in water. Okay, so there you are getting first copper block you measuring weight in at 10 Newton, you weighed both are the same weight. Then in water means here get 5 Newton. So what is the loss of weight? Here you should calculate the loss of weight. So what should we should subtract now 10 minus 5. So 5 Newton. See the iron block 10 Newton. So weight in water 6 Newton got. Okay. So you should subtract 10 minus 6. How much you got? 10 minus 6 means 4 Newton. So is there same this loss of weight means what? Buoyancy, no. Loss of weight means buoyancy. Is there both liquids are same? No. Different, no. Both liquid not, both block, copper block and iron block in same liquid, same is there? No. Different. Understood? So what you understood, it is different size, but their weight is same, different size, so their buoyancy also changing. So in that, you all in these chapters till here studied about the measuring the buoyancy. What is buoyancy you studied, then loss of weight means buoyancy you have studied, then different liquids you have studied. In last year you have studied loss of weight, different, no. So there are two factors influencing in the buoyancy, which are density and volume. Density and volume. Here the volume is both also different, but weight is same. So factors affecting in a buoyancy is density and volume. Okay, we will continue in the next class.